I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Alright, so this is my recap review for American Horror Story Roanoke, Season 6, Season 9, 6, Episode 9. And the episode starts off with, we get introduced to even more new people. But now we get introduced to some people who are fans of the show. These fans of the show, they're trying to go and visit the historic site. And, you know, they're so clueless. They're so clueless. They're thinking, they're just wandering through the woods. And they're just talking about how the show was it was fake. And they visit the place where Lee lost Flora. Well, where Lee found Flora's hoodie on that tree. And while they're looking at it, because they have GoPro cameras and everything to record everything that's been going on, they see the woman. They see that woman who was Sydney's assistant. And they see her. They run after her. I'm thinking, wait a minute. We heard that we never saw her again. Next thing you know, they find her body. They find her body because they find the car. And she's dead. And they're freaking out because they don't understand how is it that she's actually dead. Now, Dylan, who's supposed to be another actor, he's supposed to be playing the Pigman. And he's also the one who played the butcher's son, technically, on the show. And Sydney told him, you need to come down here, and now you're going to be playing the Pigman, because they need to go and make things more realistic to freak people out so that the show can be interesting again. And Audrey and Lee are like, everyone is dead. This isn't a joke anymore. And so they go and they show him Dominic's body and also Shelby's body, and he's like, oh my gosh. It's like, yeah. So he's saying, all right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go and we're gonna get you guys out of here. And I appreciate the fact that he took charge, but they're like, look, we're going to go there with you. The only working car is across where the Pokes are. We need to go and get that car, and we need to also go and get those tapes. Now Lee keeps saying we need to go and get those tapes because we know Lee admitted that she killed her ex-husband. And I told you guys that Lee actually did. You're like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't think she really did it. I'm like, I don't care what anyone says. I'm convinced that she did it and she's trying to cover it up. Now, those not American Horror Story, yeah, those My Roanoke Nightmare enthusiasts, they're talking to the police because they told the police that they saw this body. And, you know, originally they thought that was fake until they saw the body. And then they're just like, no, we can't do this. We have to go and talk to the police. We have to do the right thing. And then the police tell them, yeah, but I understand what you're talking about. The body isn't there. Now, was it just me, or did the woman look like the girl who played the girl in Coven, you know, with long hair, and whoever she had sex with, they died? I think that's what her power was. I think that was the same girl, if I'm not mistaken. Now Lee, Dylan, and Audrey go back to the Pokes' house, and they divide and conquer. Dylan's supposed to go and start the car, and he's like, yeah, I'm giving you guys 3 minutes or so. After that time frame, the car is going to be start, and I'm going to leave without you. Audrey tells Lee, I don't care what we find or what we don't find, whether it's Monet or the tapes. We need to go and leave when we're supposed to leave. Do you got it, Lee? No, Lee, do you really got it? Because I'm leaving you. Because I'm not going to stay here. Are you sure? Alright. And Monet checks the house where Lee was being held captive. And actually, that's where Audrey checks. And that's where Monet is. And Monet's so scared, but it is what it is because Monet is actually there. So now they're trying to leave. Lee finds the tapes, so she's happy and good. And they're trying to get out of there. You know, Monet and Audrey, they're trying to leave. They're trying to leave. Audrey has a gun. So Audrey shoots the guy, kills him. And then we see another Poke outside because he actually stabbed Dylan. I'm thinking, wait a minute, Dylan, you just bragged about doing like 2 tours in Afghanistan and all this stuff, and you couldn't take care of one Poke? You really couldn't take care of one Poke with a knife. That's why I'm looking at him like, really? Because Lee finds him and he's dead, or pretty much dead. the other Poke guy goes into his car and leaves because he's like, wait a minute, Mama isn't here to save us. Mama isn't here to protect us. Lee decides she's going to go and hightail it. I'm like, wait a minute. Lee, you're running all over. Now, we're going to say that's adrenaline because the fact that you're able to go and do all of that running, Lee, come on now. But anywho, Monet and Audrey, they run back to the house. And Monet's like, why in the hell did we run back to this house? This makes absolutely no sense. Audrey's just like, look, it is what it is. I thought we need to go somewhere where we could possibly be some types of safe. And Monet said, you know, why did Lee want to go and get those tapes so much? Let me go and see what's actually on them. You know, Monet's nosy. You know, Monet would have done what I did. So Monet is looking at the tape, and we see the fact that Lee confesses to killing her husband, her ex-husband. And Monet was like, I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! I knew I didn't trust that heifer. I knew it! And we see Lee, and she's in the woods, and we're thinking, oh, who's going to get her? Is it going to be one of the Roanoke crew? No, it's Lady Gaga, you know, the witch. The witch goes, takes the pig heart, feeds it to Lee. Lee accepts it. And we're like, oh my god, this can't be happening. She's going to turn to a new butcher. Oh, the new butcher 2016 style. So after she does that, we still see the enthusiasts. They're outside. They're waiting. They notice the blood moon. They're like, oh, it's so pretty. What's going on? And while all of that's happening, they notice, like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's with all this stuff? What's that? Is that blood? Who is that? And one of the guys, he realizes, oh, wait, that's Lee. That's Lee. Lee comes with a cleaver and slashes him. So he's dead. The other two go running. They run in the direction of Sydney's trailer, and they see the dead bodies outside Sydney's trailer. They run into the trailer. They lock the door because now it looks like, what do you call it? Now it looks like Dylan's, for some reason, somehow, is still alive in some way, shape, or fashion, and he's chasing after them. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So these two see the whole setup for the camera crew, and they're like, oh my gosh, is everyone dead? I'm like, yes, everyone is dead, and you two might be next if you don't hurry. And they could hear the audio, so it was almost like they were watching TV. Monet was just so stressed, she started to drink again, and the girl was like, no, Monet, don't drink. Her name's Sophie. Sophie's like, Monet, don't drink, don't do it. You were doing so well. And because Sophie is a little disillusioned, she's still looking at them as if they're actually Lee and Shelby. It's a little messed up. It's like Matt, she wants Matt to call 911. They don't have a phone. They don't know what they're going to do. They're going to try and hightail it out of there. Monet and Shelby hear something like, wait, how are we going to survive this girl? I have no idea. Next thing we know, Lee's there, and I'm thinking, Lord Jesus, Lee's not in her right mind. She's speaking, but she's not hearing anything that you have to say. Monet's like, I knew you'd do it. I knew you would kill her. You crazy, and we're going to get you. We're going to get you. Lee said, I'm sorry, girl. There can only be one person, that black person that lives on this cast, and it's not going to be you. She pushes Monet down the stairs. You know, it's a tall staircase, so Monet falls, and she falls right on a spike, and it goes right through her. And Audrey is like, oh, hell no. I am not going to let you kill me. So Audrey fights back, and she's able to get away, so she's running outside at this point. And we still have Sophie and Matt running outside as well, wondering, okay, there's the house, because Sophie's like, oh my gosh, there's the house. We need to go there. We need to go there. Lee catches up with Audrey and pushes her, well, kicks her down this, like, underpass thing. You remember that's where I believe the slaves were kept? Look. Audrey fell, but I knew that she was still alive. She even hit her head, and I knew she was still alive. Now, Sophie and Matt, they're trying to hide out, but then they see the whole Roanoke crew, and they're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But, you know, they're so quiet. Lee pops up behind them, and they're like, oh no, oh no. I'm thinking, if you guys don't shut up, of course you're going to be dead. What are you doing? Shut up. Shut up. But And the Roanoke crew drags them, break their legs, take the pike, put the spike right through them to lift them up while they're still alive, I'm like, that's not water, some type of accelerant for the fire, lit them on fire, and you know they're out of it because they weren't even screaming like that. And you have the butcher there like, oh, bloody, da, da, da. With this sacrifice, the land will be consecrated for the next generation, or something like that. And Lee is still in this daze. Next thing we know, we see these two charred bodies. The police come out because everything is live. These idiots, thankfully this time around, even though they died, they at least made sure that it was a live stream. So police were like, oh, hell no. We didn't believe it the first time because we have a lot of posers. This time around, you actually had a live stream, so we're going to go out there. They see these charred dead bodies. They see blood. And then they see Lee. It's like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with Lee? And Lee's just like, I gotta go. Take me out of here. Take me out of here. I'm thinking, really, Lee? Like, I get it. She was probably in the trance and all, but I'm just looking at her like, this traitor, this crazy fool. The police put her in the police car and like, damn, you know it's bad when she's all too excited to go into that police car, the back of it especially. And Audrey was able to walk out of there, and she's like, oh my god, oh, you're here to save me, thank bloody god. And then she sees Lee, and she was like, you murderer! She takes the police officer's gun, tries to shoot Lee, but there were like 20 police officers, so they all shot and killed her. And I'm looking at this like, wait a minute, I think there's one episode left or so. So what's going to be the fallout of this? Lee's going to go and... See, I had a feeling Lee was going to live. I think I already called it that Lee was going to live and she was going to get away with murder and all this stuff. Jeez. Please like, comment, subscribe. I wonder what the ending's going to be. It almost feels like, okay, Lee lives. Ha ha ha. Joke's on the rest of you. It is what it is.